Um, so I was on In Touch today, still working on my Great Start thingy,
Hmm.
and I noticed that they had a video and commercial like thing about the new foundation. Are we allowed to post and let people know on Facebook yet, or do we have to wait till May 15th?
No, you can begin letting people know. Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure before I threw it out there, and then America's like, no,
Yes.
not yet. So, okay.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and we'll talk about that just as far as strategy wise on how to help current customers and transitioning and all the things. So great question, Dawn.
Okay, so I will let you get started because I know there's a lot going on, and I'm going off camera for a bit.
Because
So,
Dawn is starving. She needs to eat. Hallie, what was your question?
I was just about to type it out, but Dawn had mentioned something about the CC cream. I have multiple people on the CC cream. They're not getting rid of that, are they?
No. Nope.
No. Okay, so that's staying the same.
It is staying the same. Yep.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
okay,
Okay. They're
okay.
just changing foundations.
They're yes, just the time wise. Yep. And
Okay.
I'll explain why.
Okay.
Because that's a question too, like, oh, what are we doing this for? So,
No, that's perfect. Thank you.
okay. Hey, Erin. All right, ladies. All right, I'm going to share the screen and we're going to dive right in. As I'm talking, um, type your questions in the chat. And if I don't see it, if you see it, like just go, Beth, there's a question pertaining. If I miss it, just yell at me. So let me share. Uh, Okay. Okay. Can you guys see my screen that says new foundation? All right. All right. Okay. All right, you guys, new foundation prep class. Here we go. We are moving from the current Mary Kay Timewise foundation that you can see on the screen to the matte. I'm sorry, to the new Timewise foundation. It will come in a matte formula and a luminous formula, and it will look like the tubes on the screen. They're longer and narrower. The same amount of foundation will be in each tube. So, that's what they're going to look like. You'll notice they're the similar shade to the Timewise Repair skincare line. So it's that same packaging. And so just that's what they're going to look like. All right. Well, I went to ChatGPT and said, "Hey, tell me the top 10 questions that people are wondering about with foundation." And so these are the top 10 questions that women are wanting to know. And what I want us to remember when we're a Mary Kay consultant, our job is not to sell people a bunch of stuff. Our job is to help solve people's skincare problems. We have solutions to people's problems. And so if something pulls me in, like if I'm drawn into something, whether it's a commercial on TV or something on social media, I'm usually following it because they've promised me that they're going to give me an answer to a question that I'm currently wondering about. So, and we know that on social media, when you click on one thing, then the algorithm like goes and it's like, oh, we're going to send you all of this stuff. So if you get interested or have questions about a certain thing, you're going to get all these people that are going to try to answer those questions for you. And so our job as a Mary Kay consultant is to remind people that we're here to be actual people that we can help answer these questions. And if you look through these and you're like, I don't know how to do any of that, this is an excellent time for all of us to learn how do we do this? And having a new foundation is a great way to learn the skills of answering people's questions. First of all, you've got questions, right? I have questions. I want to learn about this product. And so one of the ways that I'm going to learn about it is by getting into the space of people around me and seeing what their questions are and how this new product can answer those questions and the tools that Mary Kay gives us. So let's just look through these questions real quick. The number one question that women have is, how do I find the right shade for my skin tone? How do I do it? Like, well, you can see it at Target. You walk by the foundation aisle and they're like, holding up foundation to their wrists, like on the tube, and they're, trying to guess what it's going to be. How do you find the right shade? That's the number one question. And right now, ladies, the majority of people are getting their information from um, digital resources. They're listening to people on social media for the right product, and they're looking for some type of digital experience that will tell them the answer to their question. And so, how cool that Mary Kay has a foundation tool, an AI foundation tool that will be available when this launches on May 16th for this new foundation line. Okay, so how amazing is that? Number two question people have, what type of foundation is best for my skin type? How do I keep my foundation from looking cakey? Why does my foundation settle into fine lines or wrinkles? How do I make my foundation last all day? Should my foundation match my face or my neck? What coverage level do I actually need? What's the best way to apply foundation? A brush, a sponge, or your fingertips? How do I get a natural, no makeup look with foundation? Sorry about all the typos in that line. And then 10, why does my foundation look different in natural light versus indoor? So these are questions that women have. These are questions that they have. This is when ChatGPT searched the wide web. This is what they came up with. And so this is what people are wondering about. All right. So we get to be the answer people for this. And again, don't don't feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. We are all smart women. We all can learn a skill. And this is a new skill that we get to learn. And like I said, this is going to help us, all of us, get really good at it. So here's the other important fact. 85% of women are wearing the wrong shade. Some are more dramatic than others. Some we may notice that you kind of look and you go, I think their face is a different color than their neck. Or either too dark or too light. It's just really hard sometimes to figure that out. And 35% aren't wearing it at all because they're intimidated by the whole thing. When I met my Mary Kay beauty consultant, this is a fun story. The reason I'm in Mary Kay today is because of Leslie Cusick, who is on this screen. Leslie invited me to a Mary Kay party after church one day. And Leslie, I don't know if you remember how you asked me, but you said, you don't want to come to a Mary Kay party, do you? And I had little kids, and I said, yeah, I would love to get out of the house. I don't even care what we do at your house. I just want to get out of my house for my little kids. And her neighbor across the street had started selling Mary Kay. And that was my introduction to Mary Kay as an adult. But it was that experience with that consultant. I had never worn any kind of foundation because I didn't know how to find the shade. I thought it was going to feel heavy and yuck. And she taught me at that first party at Leslie's house. It was a skincare party. And I went home with a cleanser and a moisturizer and a foundation, the basic skincare set, because she helped me match my skin. And I loved it. It felt great. And so that was my introduction. Gosh, that's fun to think about that, Leslie. That was a long time ago. All right. Well, ladies, I want to introduce you to this new foundation. It is the new TimeWise 3D foundation. And let me give you let's watch this little video from Mary Kay. This is they've got several promo videos, but this is just a short little 2-minute one. So here you go.
Introducing the new TimeWise 3D foundation, powered by skin-loving ingredients. Medium to full coverage in 36 shades with needle nose precision. All day wear, 2 stunning finishes. Luminous moisturizes, matte controls shine. Smart foundation that moves with you. TimeWise 3D foundation. True to you.
Okay. There are several videos that you're going to have access to that you can use, that you can post, that you can text to people. And so that was just one of them. It's so fun that Mary Kay creates all these tools for us. Well, we're going to go through the 6 most important things to know about this foundation. And the first one I think is probably the most important. Ladies, I apologize that I've got a cough drop in my mouth. I've got this weird little cough thing going. So if I am moving something around my mouth, that's what it is. So I apologize. All right. So first thing we need to know about this foundation is it's a new word that we are learning, and it's called skinification. Skinification is not a Mary Kay word. It's a skincare cosmetic word, and it is when you marry a skincare product and a cosmetic. You put skincare benefits into your cosmetics. And so this foundation has the complex, the 3D complex that is in the TimeWise Miracle set. And so that means it has resveratrol, it has vitamin B3, and it has age-defying peptides, which are all like, we are living in a world where people are very educated, but while they're educated, not always accurately, but people know these words because they're on social media and they're watching TikTok videos and they're seeing things about resveratrol and vitamin B3, and they hear it, but they don't have anyone that can help walk them through what's going to be best for them. So this product marries skincare benefits with cosmetics. So it's going to deliver coverage, so the cosmetic value, while supporting healthier looking skin with antioxidant protection. Antioxidants are a big deal, you guys. That's why we have so many antioxidants in our skincare. Antioxidants block the things that are going to bombard your skin, the free radicals, and that comes from the sun. And the biggest place it comes from, ladies, is screens. And so anytime we're in a screen, we've got blue light coming at our faces. I love that this foundation is helping, because of all the antioxidants, is helping protect from that. And you can frame it as your last skincare step for easy upsell. So when you're selling skincare, this is a great thing to add on to it, which I've actually always done. And that's what I've taught you guys too, that foundation is part of skincare. And now it's even more a part of skincare because of all of these benefits that are in the actual foundation. Now, one thing that I learned at our spring conference here in Kansas City that I think is very important. This is true of the foundation and also our concealer. When you have vitamins and other ingredients in your cosmetic, there may be times when you open up your product and you go to squirt it out and it looks like it's separated, like there's a little watery and there's a little part of the product. That happens when you have this type of a product, because the vitamins will just, if it's sitting, like if it's laying on its side, it'll do that separation. So I try to store mine standing up like straight up and down. And if it's still doing that separating, shake it and kind of knead it a little bit just to help work the ingredients back together. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something that happens with this type of product. But that's important for you to know and important for you to educate your customers on. Okay, number 2 is that it's going to be their true to you shade. So easier shade matching, less guesswork, and a more seamless match for your customers. It's a more simplified shade naming approach, designating a matte versus a luminous and a numbered shade based on its hue. So our last round of foundations were Ivory, W140. These are just light 1, light 2, light 3. And when you look at the description, it's going to give words like rosy, peachy. And so words that more people can understand, like, yeah, my face is kind of pink. Okay, that description seems to fit me better. So the idea is that it's easier to match. And then we also are going to have the tool that we're going to be able to use. Okay, number 3, It's buildable coverage and all day wear. So it's lightweight, it's breathable, it builds from medium to full coverage. So you will have people when they try it, they'll put it on and they may go, oh, I like it a little more coverage. Then you can just add more to build it. It's a natural skin-like finish. And that skin-like finish, that feeling, that all natural feel is very popular right now. And 87% of women tested felt like their skin looked natural. So buildable coverage and all day wear. Number 4, all shades are available in 2 finishes. Our last foundation, we had 2 finishes, but the shades weren't the same in each finish, which was a little bit odd. Not quite sure why. But now if you're a light 1 in matte, you're going to be a light 1 in luminous. And it also doesn't matter if you're dry, normal, or oily. You may have somebody that is dry, but they still want a matte finish. And so you're going to give them the matte foundation. I was reading somewhere on InTouch today that said your customers might want matte and luminous depending on what look they're going for. If people want that versatility in their products. Oh, look it says it right on the screen. That's where I read it. I put it on there. It encourages your customers to own both for different moods, seasons, or occasions. All right. Number 5, it's got new packaging, equaling a better experience. So it's got this needle nose tube that allows precise no mess application, and it reduces product waste for a professional upgraded user experience. They kept it in, they did not transition to a glass bottle, which some higher end foundations will use to keep the price down. Glass packaging is just more expensive. I wanted to let you know, so to describe Mary Kay, well, let me get through 6 and I'll tell you this last little tip. Okay, number 6, shade matching made easy. The Foundation Finder provides confident matches in minutes. We have the shade conversion flyer. So if you see this flyer that is on the screen here, you can see the current shades and what you will be transitioning to. There are 36 shades. We had 28. So we are filling in some gaps of some colors we didn't have before. And so this is going to be a great tool for you, and you'll have access to all of that. Okay. And yes, on this page, Kirsty, you'd asked about samples. You want to utilize samples as a business resource to aid in shade matching and recommendations. The samples are limited edition, so when they run out, they run out. And I'll go through what that looks like if you were to purchase samples versus full size, and how that works, and how you're going to want to think about that as a business owner. Okay, let's pause for a second before we get onto the game plan. Any questions about the product itself on anything that I've shared? You guys have any questions?
Just one, I have a customer who we worked really hard to find her shade, and then warm weather came, and now the shade is her winter color. Is
Okay.
this going to help us as they move through the seasons, or?
Yes, absolutely. Well, when you've got more shades to pick from, so Leslie, what's the shade that you found for her that worked really well for her?
I think it was a beige C110, something
Okay.
like.
Okay. Yes, I feel like this is going to help you make the transition to the new season, because at least in my brain, the current numbering system, you kind of need a master's degree in foundation. With all the are you cool? Are you warm? And then if you need to go a little darker, which do you go? It wasn't just a natural like jump to the next number, right? If it was a
Right.
different undertone. And so when you look, let's just look at this. So
Yeah,
what I think, so she was you said beige C
C110.
110.
Yeah.
So she, according to this, will be a medium 2. And what I'm going to look for, and I don't have this currently, and have access to it yet, is a description of it. When I look at the numbering here, I'm just going to look in the medium and go, okay, the medium 3 looks a little pinker. So I don't think I'd just go to the medium 3. You know what I mean? Like I would probably
Yeah.
go to the medium 4 or 5
Yeah.
for her. But I just for my brain, and I don't know if you're all of your brains are thinking this, but it feels, well, what do you think, Leslie, when you think of like trying to help her get from like winter to summer?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot easier because of what you just said, because you're
Yeah.
not going to move out of mm, the tone family. You
Right.
just are going to darken it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like she'll stay in the medium and it's figuring out which medium she's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. And so this is why when the best thing that we can do, like in anything in life, I just have more fun when I feel confident, right? Like it's just with anything. Like I'm not having a good time if I don't feel confident. Like anything.
Yeah.
Riding my bike, whatever, cooking a new recipe. And so we get to decide how fast we're going to get confident. And what's fun about this is that we, honest to goodness, like we'll be asking people, we don't know. Like, will you help me? Will you sit at my kitchen table? And I need to learn how to do, but I need lots of different faces to help me practice because I need to learn all these different shades. And so it's really a fun time to grow in confidence and introduce Mary Kay to a lot of people and from a genuinely like and we've never, none of us have put it on our face before, and so we want their opinion on everything. And so our current customers,
Beep, beep, beep.
helping them transition to seasons, that's going to be a great way for us to learn, to sit down and go, okay, so winter, we got it figured out. So you're going to help me learn how to transition you to a new season. So, and we're going to learn from each other. Um, what would be like my goal is to get to the point where I can sit down with somebody and start to go, I think you're whatever, like and be able to kind of tell. Because I've done this with enough people that I feel confident with it. So yeah, but I
So
just
this chart is going to be on the Mary Kay site somewhere?
it is. Yep. I think I posted it somewhere. I might have just put it in our Voxer group. I will
Okay.
put it on our Facebook page. I might have, I don't know. I've posted it several places, but it will be all over. And I think I asked this in a director group because what I can see on In Touch is different than what you all can see on In Touch. I just have access to more things at different times. But I believe, and if somebody can tell me if you've seen this, Erin's nodding her head. Erin, so what have you seen? What can you see on the consultant page right now?
Well, they have a whole link for foundation resourcing. There's a whole page, there's videos, um, and then it goes through like the prep steps, the setting of it, the tools to use, and then all the documentation and resources. And there's two that deal with the convert. So there's a conversion chart, like what Beth just has there. And then there is a chart for foundation range and category chart, which shows, I just had it pulled up here. Hold on. Which shows like the new foundations, what the description is of the foundation, and then what CC cream to use, what silky setting powder, what concealer, and then what under eye corrector. So it's a pretty comprehensive breakdown, and it breaks it down in chunks for each of the shades.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there.
Good. Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. let's look at a game plan. Okay, what do we do with this? Um, as we prepare for the launch, we want to, number one, continue serving our current customers. We want to sell through any current foundation inventory. So anything you have on your shelf, you're going to want to sell through that. You want to get people excited about the new formula. And we're going to talk about these things as I go through the next slides. And we want to help identify customers who will love the new launch. So I love that Mary Kay gives us time, and that's why I wanted to spend April helping you feel comfortable with it, and also um, helping you with what you currently have and preparing for the future. So, first of all, serving your customers. So if you have a new customer this month and she's like, I need a foundation, we're going to match her with our current foundation. It's great. Like our current foundation is fantastic foundation. So you want to help her with her current match. If you can help fill her order from your personal inventory, that's fantastic. And just continue confidently offering the current foundation. Okay. So John, you had asked about putting the word out on social media about the new foundation. As I'm thinking about it, I would wait until May, because if I have somebody now that needs foundation, I'm not going to say, well, could you not wear foundation? Could you not have the right shade for the next month? Like I can get it at the end of this month, but you can't get it until the middle of May. And so I would encourage you right now, focus on what we have. When you have a customer reorder, so I just had somebody reorder her foundation, and I said, Justine, here's the deal. We are getting brand new foundation next month. So would you like to order a couple of what you currently have? Are you in love with it? I am confident that our next foundation is going to be fantastic and we can transition you to the shade that's going to match. Like, what would you like to do? And she's like, you know what? I think I'll get one shade now. And then when the new stuff comes out, I'll just switch to the new. And so my job is to help her understand because she's asking for a foundation. You may have some people that go, I want 17 shades of my foundation because I don't like change and I don't care if it's great. I just don't want to change, which is totally fine, right? Like we all get to make our choices. But that's something that with your current customers, how you want to navigate that. So offering the current. Then with your current, here's that you can take a picture of this, you can screenshot it. And I just actually shared this exactly with my customer. But just letting them know about the new shade, I'm sorry, about the new formula and giving them options on what they would like. All right. So if you've got a significant amount of foundations for people, there are some strategies you can use to sell through your inventory. And so here's some options. Offering a gift with purchase every time somebody orders a foundation. Doing some limited time bundle offers. So if somebody orders reorders their cleanser, they get their foundation at half off, or a special deal for customers who want to stock up. So here's a couple options. Buy one, get one at 50% off. Buy two, get one free. Whatever you'd want to do to sell through your current inventory. This will certainly, if they've got two on their shelf, they will have enough to get through until you can order the new foundations. And people always love a deal. They love a deal. So you want to now, so that's your current inventory. Now thinking about your launch list, you want to start by every single month, I have a new notebook. Oh, yes, this is my leads notebook. So I have a notebook where I put every day, I have a list of names of people that I'm calling to invite to try our product or to follow up with customers. And so you're going to want to grab a notebook and start just brainstorming people to consider that will help you launch this new product. So your current foundation customers, customers who tried the foundation but didn't purchase, customers who love Mary Kay but use another brand of foundation, and potential new customers who love makeup. So somebody recently was asking me how you answer somebody who says either they don't use Mary Kay or there was some kind of aversion to it. And my response always to anyone for anything, I always just go, well, that's great. Because if they're using another brand, and let's say they're using a reputable brand of makeup, I say, perfect. You're exactly the kind of person that I want to give me feedback on this product because you're already using a good brand. And I would love for you to compare Mary Kay's new to yours. I want to know because I've never used it before. That's a great person to have try. One of the things that you need to understand about Mary Kay, or actually about skincare and cosmetics, we've got mass-produced cosmetics, we've got prestige line cosmetics. So mass produce means you are going to pay less for it. So you might pay like $10 for a foundation. That's like L'Oreal or CoverGirl, things you'd buy at a drugstore. And then you've got like other end prestige brand that you're paying $100 a bottle for a foundation. And you are going to you're maybe ordering online or you're going to a fancy department store. Mary Kay falls right in the middle, and we're called masstige. That's the term, masstige. So we can keep our prices down because we're not renting space at a fancy department store. We are able to sell to in more of a mass production type way. But we have the quality of it is more towards the prestige end. And so the price for this foundation is 28, kind of falls. I mean, it's really closer to the mass produced than the prestige for some of the prices. So if you have somebody that uses any other brand, awesome. I need your opinion to compare between the two. You may have some people, I'll never forget this. Somebody, it was mascara with Mary Kay, and she tried her mascara, and at the time when I was a new consultant, it was $15. She's like, this is $15? I'm paying $32 for whatever mascara she was using. And she loved Mary Kay just as much. So she was like, why would I pay 32 when I can pay 15? And you're going to bring it to my house and drop it off on my front porch. I'm like, I don't know. I think the answer is clear. So those are things to think about as you're building your launch list. Everyone can be on the list. You want to start talking to your customers about the upcoming launch just to prepare them. And you can start at booking future shade matching appointments. So granted, I'm going to tell you and at the end how you can get some of these things early. But you can start talking to people. We know May is crazy busy. So you can start talking to people about how mid-May, you're going to be needing to practice matching people's shades. And so you can begin talking about that with people. Here you go, Dawn. This is a tip right from Mary Kay. You can start sharing excitement on social media. What I don't want you to do is to not sell the current because you're focused on the future. Like, make sure you're servicing customers now and you're still sharing foundation with them, as well as if you are sharing the excitement on social media. And then inviting your customers to be among the first to try the new formula. Okay. All right. So here we go. Get ready to shine. You guys, I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about the opportunity it gives us to introduce Mary Kay to everybody that we know, because we are needing to practice with every single face out there, every single woman that's wearing that, even if she doesn't wear foundation, I need to practice on her face so I can learn it. And at the same time, I'm introducing her to Mary Kay. So let me give you some numbers on what this looks like if you are preparing to purchase samples, if you are wanting to share this with people. So if you want to get, so a set of foundation comes in a set of six, like six little packs of foundation. If you get one pack for every shade, it's $72. If you sell three of your current foundations, that will give you enough dollars to buy your samples. Okay. If you decide, you know what, I want to get one of all the full size shades so I can have them and can match people. You can create your own little samples if you get the little plastic Ziploc like jewelry bags. I got mine at Dollar General. Like they're like little packs of little teeny Ziploc bags you can squirt in. Um, that is, if you were to buy all of one of each of the current foundation, it's 504 wholesale. So that's your dollars that you are spending. And if you sell 20 of the current foundations, that will give you enough dollars for one of each shade. Okay, just so you can kind of know what that looks like. So the other thing, so let's say you sell 20 of your current foundation shade to invest in these. When you are learning how to match foundation shades, essentially you're selling 20 to to make all your, well, you will have made money to purchase, but it's just 20 foundations to sell up to $1,000 worth of foundation, and you profit 500. So I always encourage people to think the long game when you're thinking about your business and to put your business hat on. I love any product that is going to help me connect with every single human that I know. Because what I'm also going to do, I can't remember what my next slide is. Oh, these are ways you can win. You guys, let me just, while this is up here, you can take a look at it while I talk for a second. When I am teaching people about foundation, what I'm always going to do before I have them sample any foundation on their skin is I am going to have them walk through our skincare. I'm going to have them wash their face with our Time Wise cleanser. I'm going to have them put some moisturizer on. And one thing you can do is you can do half of the face with skincare and put the foundation on and half without and have them compare. How does it feel? Your skin is going to feel better if you've got good skincare done on before you put the foundation on. So anytime I do a foundation testing, I'm going to introduce Mary Kay Skincare. It is just, they go hand in hand because it's part of the skincare process. So what you see on your screen is a challenge to help you get the word out, to focus on servicing your current customers this month in April. So I am able to order everything on April 25th. That's when sales directors can order, when ordering opens up for us. So between the 1st of April, if you've sold anything, and the 25th, you can go back and count up your orders and how much you've sold this first week of April. When you sell 40 items between April 1st and the 25th, I'm going to give you your foundation shade of your choice and a sample pack of the new foundation. So it won't be the entire pack of samples, but it's going to give you a smattering from each. So you can have some for free when you put some effort into your business in April. When you sell 60 items, and you have a 600 wholesale, and you tell people about Mary Kay. This is a great time for people to think about if they're needing to make some extra income. When a new product launches like this, it is such a great time to start a business because you've got reason to practice and you're learning alongside everybody else. But you will get a new foundation, a sample pack of foundations, and we've got a new beauty tool coming out that you will get. And then if you sell 80 items with an 800 wholesale and a new team member, you get your foundation shade, sample pack of foundations, the new beauty tool, and a new glamour product that's coming out for summer. So that's one way you can earn some foundation and samples for free in the first 25 days. The second way, so I didn't say anything about putting product on faces. It's just selling items and sharing Mary Kay. The second way is when you do skincare test panels, which is essentially walking people through the Mary Kay skincare, having them give their feedback, and you putting their feedback on the skincare. In April, when you have 10 people do a skincare test panel, you can earn one foundation. When you do 20 skincare test panels in April, you can earn 2 foundations, and 30, you can earn 3 foundations. So the fun thing is when you do the right, it'll help you get the left all accomplished. But what I wanted to do is I wanted you to not wait until May to just like wait till this launch. I want you excited and sharing this with people, selling through your inventory. So when May comes around, you are ready to roll and you've had an April that helps set you up for it. I would love for you to sell product in April to give you some income to purchase the foundations in May. So you are using your business to build your business. Questions about any of this? Okay. And I will post all of this in our Facebook group. Okay, this is I do not know what happened with the print on here, but this is another, it's what I showed you earlier, but I don't really like how the print is. So it will be better when you go on to InTouch. All right, all right, so I wanted to show you where the AI foundation tool is, and this is on your Mary Kay website. So let's see if this is going to work. There it is. Okay, so this is a link to my marykay.com website or my shop. And when you send this link to people and they scroll down, there is a foundation finder on that link. So you would just send them your marykay.com. When you've got your My Shop, your new site all set up, this is what it will look like. And this will take you right to that match. Now, this is not going to match them to the new colors until May 16th when it launches. All right. So just you're going to know that it's there now. I mean, you can match them with the current with the current numbers. That might be, I mean, that's something that you can do with people. You can have them match with the current foundation finder, and then you will have that information when the new comes out. So if it helps you start conversations with people, like, hey, I'm going to send you this, use the foundation finder and tell me what shade it comes up with. So what I want to do is I want you to be having some tools to start reaching out to people. And then the other thing, and Erin just confirmed this. This is, Erin, you can tell me if it looks like this. Oh, so this is what I see. Okay.
It does. Yeah. Very. Yep.
Okay. So this you all can see on InTouch. Is it linked to the home screen, Erin? Okay. So when you go in,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
If you go to InTouch, just home, there's a big banner that says New Foundations, Learn More.
Okay, great. I'll just head out there so you can see it.
Right
There it is.
Oh. So you'll click on that and it's a ton of resources. Okay. All right. Well, I have asked several people on our team this month to do some education on some foundation adjacent products. And so tonight, Erin Hildebrand's going to talk about the Silky Setting Powder because the more we understand about these products that are connected to foundation, the better prepared we're going to be when we start talking about foundation with people. So, because not everybody's going to be a liquid fan. They might want something different. So, Erin, I'm going to spotlight you and let you share all your wisdom on Silky Setting Powder. And I'll pause to the two people that I know that are Michigan State fans on the screen and express my condolences on the team that is playing in the basketball game this evening.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it, Erin.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about Silky Setting Powder. You know what? Let me grab my samples. Okay. Setting powder comes in a container that looks like this, very similar to our translucent powder. There are 12 shades, so lots of versatility, and these definitely are wide range on shade, like when you're trying to match. So each shade covers a lot of ground in terms of matching individuals. So they're designed to extend your wear, your makeup wear. It has an innovative formula that delivers setting benefits and like or mineral oil, wax, silicones, parabens, or fragrant. It doesn't have those things, sorry. Let me try that again. Designed to extend your makeup wear, this innovative formula delivers the setting benefits you want without the things you don't, like mineral oil, wax, silicones, parabens, or fragrance. Most people do not want those things these days. So it's very natural. It is a plant-based emollient that contributes to the silky whisper light softness of the increased comfort and decreased dryness. I don't know if anyone has used these, but they are very, very light and silky. I mean, you don't even know that you put anything on, quite frankly. It is a high performance powder with modern technology for pigments, and it can be used two ways. So it can be used to set your makeup. So you've put your whole face on, your foundation, your eyes, your mascara, your cheeks, your lips, and now you just want to set your makeup for the day. You would put this on. Excuse me, and you can use it in conjunction with the finishing powder as well. I use this, if I'm using this as a finishing powder, I will use this instead of translucent powder. So it can be used as a setting your makeup, or it can be used as a light, very, very light sheen or light matte coverage. No sheen, no shimmer, just very natural, lightweight, very light coverage. It's not going to cover blemishes. It is not going to cover deep redness. It's going to just give you some very light color, almost like you were out in the sun for a couple of minutes and then came back inside. Like I said, it's a matte finish and very lightweight. Let's see. Talked about that. It is dermatologist tested. It's tested for skin irritancy and allergy. It's safe for sensitive skin, and most important, it's non-comedogenic, which means it's not going to gather in your pores and cause blemishes or acne or pimples, which is great because none of us want those things. So how do you apply? You keep the lid on. So when you first get it, there is, hopefully this one doesn't have too much in the lid. There are two notches here on both sides, and you just take those and you move it. That opens it up, and then you put the lid back on, and then gently shake it to move the powder from the base of it to the top of it, and then you flip it over and turn it open, or turn it and then open it. You can do this you can apply it a couple of different ways. You can use a puffy brush, like an all over powder brush, and dip your brush in there. Make sure you knock off any excess and then go all around your face. That would be more for the setting style. And you're just, again, going all around your face. It is very lightweight. Unfortunately, some of it does get into the air. So just be cognizant of that. I mean, it's the nature of loose powder. And then if you want a little bit more, like the second way where it's used as a very light color, you would dip the brush into the powder, gently tap, and then remove, and then kind of press using the brush, kind of press it into your skin with some quick action. You would press and roll the product onto the skin, and this prevents the foundation from moving its like around on the face. You apply it from the center of your face and blend it outward along the hairline and the jawline. You want that to blend. We don't want that definitive line between the jaw and the hair. And then you can also apply a lighter shade if you want to do like a contouring or want to brighten certain areas of your face. So it is buildable with the other shades that we offer. This does go with our foundations. It does apply well over our CC cream if you want a little more over the CC cream. Again, 12 different natural shades that really cover a wide range of skin tones and undertone. And I think that's all I have. Any questions on that?
Erin,
What's
your customers that used to use the mineral powder,
Yeah.
what is their opinion of this after using that?
They prefer the old.
Yeah, that's what I've
Yeah.
heard too.
It does not give them the coverage. So I had several go to the mineral pressed powder. And unfortunately, we don't have that anymore either. So I have lost some customers in that product as a result. This is a very good product, no doubt. It's very light. It's very refreshing. You don't even know you have it on, but it does not give them coverage like they wanted for like what the Mineral Foundation gave.
Yeah.
What's the name of it? Silky Setting Powder.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. Yeah, you know, as you were, Leslie, as you were asking that question, it reminded me that one of the things we learned at our conference was that Mary Kay is, well, the cosmetic and skincare industry is incredibly competitive. And so their focus right now is on winning in three areas. One is skincare, which I mean, we kill it in skincare. We've got something for everybody. Lips is something, and this flawless face category. And so I don't know this to be true about like when I look at our mineral stuff that's been taken away, like those are definitely, there does feel like there's some holes there. Um, but I just wonder, especially Erin, when you were talking about the things that the silking setting powder doesn't have, it doesn't have mineral oil, it doesn't, like there are some concerns with like Bare Minerals. I don't even know if that's a company anymore. I don't know if that line of like that whole trend is kind of swaying away from that. And so if Mary Kay wants to win in this category, I I just would have to think that there's going to be something that would replace those like the mineral press, the mineral powder, and the cream to powder. Because, you know, there's definitely some gaps. Um, what Mary Kay can't do, because we would all freak out, all million consultants, like change everything at once, right? So as I've watched my 22 years in Mary Kay and how they do things, I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust this process and help people in each of help my customers adjust. But I mean, certainly there will be disappointed people when you take something away that you love, for sure. Um, and you know what? And not trying to, what I tell people is I know that Mary Kay wants to try to create what is best for everybody. And particularly now as we're looking at this skinification idea of going, you know what, they're looking at developing products that are not only going to be like cosmetically appealing, but also healthy for your skin. And honestly, you guys, the older I get, the more my language with people is helping them think about being healthy, right? Like I'm 55. I don't want to look like I'm 22, but I also don't want to look like I'm 70 before I'm 70, So, and that's very like people being healthy is that's a people are thinking about that like at all ages. I think of I look at my daughters and I look at younger girls that are like they're interested in being strong. Like they're lifting weights and they're like when I was their age, the only thing we thought about was skinny. Like we were not healthy. We were not healthy. They're healthy. So this health idea, so communicating that to your customers, like we're creating skincare, we're creating cosmetics that are healthy and good for your skin is I think that's an important message to get out to people as we're making adjustments. So that's been and I mean, that just it feels good to talk to people about their health from what they're putting on internally and externally. The other thing I want to remind you of, ladies, is that Mary Kay follow the European Union standard for safety. We don't follow the FDA because there's about 1,300 ingredients that the European Union bans that the FDA doesn't. And so people need to know about that too. People need to know that just because it has packaging that says natural and healthy, if it's made in the United States, or if they're not following, we're made in the United States. If they're not following the European Union, you can't count on it having ingredients that are actually safe for your skin based on testing. So I think those are important things to share with people as we're sharing our product. And then finally, and we'll wrap up, I have had people, as I have spent more time sitting with people, getting back out into people's kitchen tables, that have made comments like, oh yeah, I saw somebody like this on TikTok, but her face shape was different, and I'm like, yeah, because she wasn't sitting at your kitchen table answering questions for you. Like people are wanting what we have to offer. Oh my gosh. And you guys, last week, who was on last week when I shared this about the Ulta or the Ulta parties? Yeah. Oh my goodness, you guys, at Ulta, they are marketing parties, skincare parties in their store. Bring your people. They have like a person standing at the end of the table. They've got mirrors around the table. They're charging $42 a person to go to these parties. Bring your own cake, bring your own snacks, and we'll do the party for you. And you'll get some goodies like before you leave. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You guys, if people are paying $42 a person to have Ulta do a party with who knows how they're trained, like I'm telling you this because people want what we offer. Like they really, really do. So between our in-person ability to consult with them, our virtual tools that we're able to give them, like we just really we're in the right place at the right time, in my opinion, with what's going on with what Mary Kay's offering. So I hope you're excited about these foundations. Every week, we're going to do a different slant on how you can make the most of this. And each week, I'll also be wanting you to share what you're finding as you tell people about this, or maybe conversations you're having about about foundation. So I want to end by giving a shout out to Christy Steinmiller, Queen of Sales for the last 2 weeks in a row. Woohoo, Christy! Congratulations. Good job. Good job. And Erin Hildebrand was a star consultant. We're actually gonna, Erin and I are gonna do a little spring trend report watching tonight with Miranda Rains to celebrate her being a star. And ladies, thanks for yes, woohoo! Way to go, Erin. Erin, you've been a star. Have you always been a star? You've never not been a star. You've never missed in all your million years of being a Mary Kay.
I have not. I think I can pull it up quickly here.
How many stars?
Hold
You can all
please.
be praying for Erin. She is taking her exam to be a Pilates instructor next week. Is that when the exam
Yeah,
is?
they're
Okay.
both next week. Yep.
So, as Erin has nothing else going on in her life. So,
Yeah. Hold on, I clicked on it. Here we go. I have 61.
woohoo! Good job, Erin. That's fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
good. So good. Well, you guys, thanks for being on tonight. We'll see you back here next Monday, where we will continue to explore how to launch these foundations. And as soon as I get them, like we're all like waiting for the boxes to show up on our porch, I will go live in our Facebook group. I will be telling you all about them, but I can't wait to put them on my face so I can tell you how they actually feel. So, all right. Well, thanks for being on tonight, ladies. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.